Hello everyone, today I am Rishabh Bhardwaj, Assistant Professor from Mechanical Department taking the lecture of Applied Thermodynamics. Today in this session we will study about Brayton cycle. Let's come to our topic, that is Brayton cycle. The Brayton cycle is an ideal cycle for the gas turbine engines. As you know that the gas turbines usually operate on an open cycle system in which the air at the ambient condition is drawn into the compressor where its temperature and the pressure will rises up. The high pressure uh, proceeds into the combustion chamber where the fuel is burnt at a constant pressure. The high temperature gases that enter the turbine where they expand to the atmospheric pressure while producing power output. Some of the output power is used to drive the compressor. The exhaust gas leaves or leaving the turbine are thrown out using the cycle to be classified as an open cycle. And in the open cycle, no recirculation will be taken place. Let's start with some history of the Brayton cycle. As the basic gas turbine cycle is named for the Boston engineer George Brayton, who was first proposed the Brayton cycle around 1870s. The Brayton cycle is used for gas turbines only where the both compression and the expansion process takes place in rotating machineries. Now the main component for the Brayton cycle that are the gas turbines that usually operate on an open cycle. Then we have a fresh air at ambient condition is drawn into the compressor where its temperature and the pressure get rises up. The high pressure air proceed in the combustion chamber where the fuel is burnt at a constant pressure, and the fourth is the resulting high temperature gases that enter the turbine where they expand to the atmospheric pressure through a row of nozzle vanes. This is the basic diagram you can see of Brayton cycle or gas turbine cycle, in which the compressor comprises the gases and allow to pass on the combustion chamber. By the help of combustion chamber, it will get compressed or mixed or then transferred to the and get combusted and provide the rotation to the turbine, and the turbine will release out all the exhaust gases. This is the open cycle gas turbine engine. And for the closed gas turbine cycle, the compressor will compress the working fluid, then exchange the heating, or get we can say that adding of heat addition. Then the turbine will get power or the power stroke. Then the power has been taken out from the turbine, and again the heat get from the turbine. We will take the exhaust gases and remove the heat from it and use it again to the compressor for the rework. This cycle closed cycle also has a recirculation method. For the open cycle gas turbine engine molded as closed cycle, the open gas turbine cycle can be modeled as the closed cycle by using the air standard assumptions. Here the compression and expansion process remains the same, but at a constant pressure heat rejection process to the ambient air replaces the combustion process. The ideal cycle that the working fluid undergoes in closed loop is the Brayton cycle, which is made up of internally reversible processes. Then we have for this we have four processes. This is isentropic compression, constant pressure heat addition, isentropic expansion, and constant pressure heat rejection. Then we have a first we will discuss about the compressor. Efficient compression of large volumes of air is essential for successful gas turbine engine. This is an achieved in two types of compressors: the actual flow compressor and the centrifugal or the radial flow compressors. The most power plant compressor are axial flow compressors. Next we have a combustion chamber. The chemical combustion of a substance with certain elements. The function of the combustion chamber is to accept the air from the compressor and to deliver it to the turbine at the required temperature. For the common open cycle gas turbine, this requires the internal combustion of fuel. In this diagram, you can see the combustion chamber figure. Next, we have a turbine. Gas turbine. Here you can see the turbine pipes. First is nozzle, second stage blade, and third stage blade. And in the starting you can see the combustion can and second nozzle, second blade nozzle, and third blade nozzle, by which they are perform the rotational part. The gas turbines move relatively large quantities of air through the cycle at very high velocities. The gas turbines in this the most common form of heat operating through a series of the process. It is similar to the gasoline and a diesel engine in its working medium and internal combustion, but is like the steam turbine in the steady flow of working medium. Let's see the Brayton cycle, in which you can see that 1 to 2 is the entropy constant process, and 2 to 3 is constant pressure where heat is added to the system. 3 to 4 in 3 to 4 process it will get expanded, and 4 to 1 the heat is rejected from the system. In the TS diagram, that is temperature and entropy diagram, the heat is added to the process 2 to 3, and at the constant pressure the heat is out at 4 to 1. For the TS and the PV diagram of ideal Brayton cycle, that all the four processes of the Brayton cycle are executed in steady flow devices, so they should be analyzed as steady flow processes. When the changes in kinetic and potential energies are neglected, the energy balance for the steady flow process can be expressed on a unit mass. The thermal efficiency of an ideal Brayton cycle depends on the pressure ratio of the gas turbine and the specific heat ratio of the working fluid. Generally, this is only the in case of if the medium is different from the air. Then we have a specific heat ratio. A physical property of a material. The specific heat is defined as the amount of heat required to raise a unit of mass of a substance 1 degree. In Brayton cycle, it is given as Rp is equal to P2 by P1. It means pressure of 2 by pressure of 1, and R is the compression ratio. If we are talking about the efficiency of the cycle, that is the neta will equal to the 1 minus 1 by Rp raised to the power k minus 1 by k. In the theory, as the pressure ratio goes up and the efficiency rises, the limiting factor is frequently the turbine inlet temperature. The turbine inlet temperature is restricted to about 700 Kelvin to the 2600 Kelvin. Next we have the actual gas or actual gas turbine cycle. With some pressure drop occurs during the heat addition and the heat rejection processes, the actual work done to the compressor is more, and the actual work output from the turbine is less because of irreversibilities. Deviation of actual compressor and turbine behavior from the idealized isentropic behavior can be accounted for by utilizing isentropic efficiencies of the turbine and the compressor. For the Brayton cycle, the working fluid is air and ideal gas. The specific heat steady or could be a variable. We need a high temperature reservoirs, and the model could be open or the closed model, and the steady pressure heat exchangers are required for this process. By the help of a diagram, it is a relationship between the efficiency and the pressure ratio. One side we have taken the efficiency of the Brayton cycle, and with the comparison of pressure ratio. As the pressure ratio changes, the efficiency of the cycle is also changes as it moves to the and follow the path of parabolic curve, which are increasing rapidly with the flow. Then the Brayton cycle with the regeneration. The temperature of the exhaust gas leaving the turbine is higher than the temperature of the air leaves the compressor. The air leaving the compressor can be treated by the exhaust gases in a counterflow heat exchanger, that is a regenerator or a recuperator, a process called regeneration. The thermal efficiency of the Brayton cycle increases due to regeneration, since less fuel is used for the same work output. The use of generator is recommended only when the turbine exhaust temperature is higher than the compressor exit temperature. In this Brayton cycle, the compressor compress the working fluid and pass it to the combustion chamber, by which it will transfer to the turbine to provide the work output. After the work output, the exhaust gases will move towards the outward, and the heat of the exhaust gases will be come under the heat exchanger device, where that exhaust gas heat will be transferred to the gas which are coming from the compressor, by which the compressor gases or the compressor working fluid will get higher temperature or worked as a preheater. After that, the combustion it will enter to the combustion chamber, by which it will not makes that much efficient or work on the working fluid to rise up the temperature, as the temperature is about to burn or about to as a use to convert into a usable form. Then the exhaust gases are released after taking its temperature from the regenerator or the heat exchanger. Next we have a Brayton cycle, ideal or the with regenerator. If we're talking about the ideal Brayton cycle, the efficiency is 45.6%. But when we use the regenerator, the efficiency will rises up to 57%. It means the ideal cycle will give 45.6%, and with irreversibilities, if we talking about, then the efficiency decreases to the 24.9%, and with the help of regeneration, that is 56.8% accurate. In the Brayton cycle, with intercooling and the reheating and regeneration, the net work done of a gas turbine can be increased by either decreasing the compressor work or increasing the turbine work, or simultaneously the both. If we have to increase the net work done, we have to reduce the work of the compressor, as the preheat air entered to preheat air or reheated air will enter in the compressor, by which the compression will take place in a very little quantity or in a very easy way. Then the work done by the compressor will get reduced, and we are able to decrease the compressor work. And by providing the two turbines, low pressure and high pressure, by the help of low pressure and the high pressure turbine, we are able to increase the work output from the turbine, and simultaneously we can do the both for the same. The compressor work can be decreased by carrying out the compression processes in stages, and the cooling the gas in between the multi-staging compression or with the intercooling. And the work output of the turbine can be increased by the expanding the gas in stages and reheating. It is in between the utilizing a multi-stage expansion or with the reheating. In the last, we discuss about the gas turbine efficiency. Then the advantages are, it have a high power with respect to the ratio with weight ratio, and it is very compact in nature and provide one directional motion, and having low vibration. It has fewer moving parts, and which makes it more reliable, and its durability is high as compared to the others. Then the variety of the fuel can be used in this process, and it also emit very low emission. The main disadvantages of the Brayton gas turbine, that is, it is very of high cost, expensive in nature. As the setup cost is so high, everyone is not able to use this Britain cycle, but it is so efficient that one time investment may cause a better future for this thing. Thank you for watching this video, and in the next we will study more about the thermodynamics. Thank you for watching this video, and stay